So welcome back guys to another video, and there's no doubt that 2018 has been a fantastic year if you're a gamer. There's some titles out there I haven't even had a chance to play yet. It's freaking amazing. But with that being said, 2017 is coming to a close and we have to think about the future. So today I want to talk about some games I'm hyped for 2018. Now I had to write a little list because there are some games I definitely didn't want to miss out talking, but I do want to say that this list doesn't have to do with like certain order. There were just games that I wrote down. I was like, oh, this would be good. Oh, this would be good. But the first two I want to talk about are games that we don't know enough about, and I want to go ahead and knock those out of the park, but I'm really excited for Metroid Prime 4 for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I know at E3, all we saw pretty much was just a splash screen of the logo, but that was just enough to get me excited because we haven't had a true Metroid game in a very long time, not since Metroid Other M. So to see this and to see the Prime series come back, I'm really excited to see this. And hopefully in January we'll hear more about it in that Nintendo Direct. Another Nintendo Switch title I want to talk about, and mark my words, this game is going to be huge. This is going to be one of those games that I feel like a lot of people are kind of just like, oh, okay, this would be fun, but it's going to break records. I think this game's going to be breaking sale records, and that is Pokemon for the Nintendo Switch. Now, for some of you guys that are not huge Pokemon fans, it probably just sounds like I'm just fanboying up, but to be honest, Pokemon is very big, and this is big news because this is going to be the first Pokemon game that comes out on an actual home console. Not talking about playing, your handheld Pokemon games on like a Game Boy player on the GameCube or Super Game Boy on the Super Nintendo, but this is actually a game that you can play on your home console, and then you can also take it with you anywhere you want to go. With the hybrid concept of the Nintendo Switch and the social interaction of what Pokemon has to offer, it's going to be big. I'm really looking forward to it. Another game I'm looking forward to is Ni no Kuni 2, and the reason why I'm looking forward to it is I just love Studio Ghibli and Level 5. I remember when the first game came out, that's what made me want to go out and buy a PlayStation 3. And I'm really looking forward to this game. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't looked too much of what's happening with this game. I haven't looked too much in the story because like the first Ni no Kuni, I want to go into this game completely blind because I feel like that will enhance the experience and the art style that Studio Ghibli has to offer. So I don't know anything about this game other than I enjoyed the first one and cannot wait to play the second. Now, I noticed when I looked at the list, I do have a couple of RPGs on here. I'm going to go ahead and talk about an RPG, though, that I feel like it's going to be kind of a hidden gem in some ways. It's going to be one of those games that I feel like it's either going to have a cult following or it's going to become really, really big like Undertale was. And that is The Longest 5 Minutes. This is coming out for the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation Vita. And it's a really cool game in the sense that I really like the concept. I mean, the art style is very retro. It's something that we've seen in many other indie titles. But the concept and the story is really cool in the sense that you're the hero and you're about to fight the boss, but you completely lose your memory of like why you're fighting to begin with. And I thought that was really cool. Usually in JRPGs we hear the hero has amnesia and finds out why he's the hero. In this one, you're the hero and you try to figure out what were you fighting for to begin with. So I thought it was a really, really cool concept. I definitely pre-ordered the special edition. I'll probably do an unboxing of that. But that comes out at the beginning of 2018. So I'm looking forward to Longest 5 Minutes. Another RPG on the Nintendo Switch I'm looking forward to, and I played the demo and I really enjoyed it, was Project Octopath Traveler. Now this game doesn't even have a title yet. They're saying that that's just a working title. And I wouldn't mind if that was the title, but I played the demo and I have to honestly say the gameplay and the story wasn't like groundbreaking, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I felt it was kind of cool that we were playing like this old school like RPG that felt like it was on the Super Nintendo but had this new flair to it. It's like a new brush of paint on like Chrono Trigger or something. I really enjoyed it. It made me think a lot of like Bravely Default, which I really enjoyed that. So it's definitely a game under my radar. And the last RPG I'm going to talk about, because I mean I talked about like 3 or 4 RPGs right off the bat, but this is one that I'm really stoked about. So stoked that I'm probably going to get 3 copies of it. I'm going to triple dip and buy different versions of it, and that is Dragon Quest XI. The reason why I'm looking forward to this is because it's a new Dragon Quest. I love the Dragon Quest series, and to see that it's coming out for the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation, and the 3DS, I'm looking forward to it. And the fact that every version is going to be something a little different. The 3DS is going to be very old school JRPG, very top down, pixelated, where the Switch has the hybrid concept of, I could play it at home, I could take it with me to work and play it. And also the PlayStation 4 version would be probably the definitive way of playing it graphically. It'd probably be the most beautiful version. But the reason why I want to get all 3, and the reason why I don't mind getting all 3, is because it's going to have a password system. So if you're playing the 3DS version and you get to a spot and you end up buying it for the PlayStation 4, you can enter your password and you can go right off from there. So there's no playing the same game 3 different times on 3 different versions. So I thought that was a great idea from Square Enix, and another way for them to get all my money. Now here's a title I didn't expect I would be talking about, and that is Shenmue 3. And the reason why is because I never thought this game would happen, but it's happening in 2018. I know there's been some controversy about it. Some people have been talking about the teaser and everything. Me personally, I'm just looking forward to the conclusion of the Shenmue series. I'm looking forward to what happens at the end, because Shenmue 2 ended in such a cliffhanger. So I'm looking forward to it. I didn't back the Kickstarter, but I will be getting it day 1. Another Kickstarter game that's coming out 2018 I'm looking forward to is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night by Igarashi. Now, some of the newest news I've been hearing about it makes me a little bit more nervous, but I'm just excited to see that Igarashi is making a new Metroidvania, the father of the Metroidvania. That concept came from Symphony of the Night, and he's making this new game. And I know some people are getting flashbacks of Keiji Mifune with Mighty Number 9, but I feel like that this could be good. But I still have my doubts, so I didn't back the Kickstarter. That's just the way it is. A game on the PlayStation 4 that I saw at E3 that I'm really excited about is God of War. Now, I have to say, I'm a huge fan of God of War. I loved God of War 1, 2. I played a little bit of 3. But after that, the series got kind of stale. I felt like it was pretty much the same thing over and over again. Kratos got pissed off. Kratos beat up a bunch of gods. Kratos did this. He got some women. But this one seems like a little bit more intimate in storytelling. A little bit more of a different concept of Kratos. A more human version of Kratos, and him and his son interacting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do. I know a lot of people have said that it made them think of Last of Us, which is that really a bad thing to see this powerful guy like Kratos be succumbed to feeling human. I think that's a great idea, and I'm really looking forward to it. Last 2 games I want to talk about is Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Now, I've played so many Dragon Ball Z games, it's not even funny, but this one I'm excited about because it's a cool looking 2D style Dragon Ball Z game. And I didn't even get a chance to get the beta, but I've had some friends who played the beta and they said it's really good. They just told me don't play it like Street Fighter. It does not play like Street Fighter. And I'm like, okay. As long as it's not as bad as some of the 2D Dragon Ball Z games that were on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, I'll be fine. So I'm really looking forward to it. It may not be a day 1 buy, but it's definitely a game I'm going to check out. And the last game, and probably one of my most hyped games for 2018 at this time, is Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. Now, the reason why I'm excited about this is because this was a series I finally got to experience this year with Yakuza 0. And my co-host from Excess Game Podcast, James Gruesome, absolutely loves this series, and he talked about it for 5 years and was like, dude, you gotta play this game. So when Yakuza 0 came out, it was a prequel to the whole series. I was like, this would be a great way to get started, and I played it, and I fell in love with it. And I love this series, so much so that I am getting the special edition with that classy shot glasses, or I could just see myself playing Yakuza 6. I'm going to have a nice glass of some wild turkey and just, go through the streets and go to Club Sega. If you have not played the Yakuza series, it's definitely a lot of fun. I cannot recommend it enough. It's pretty much a RPG beat 'em up drama. Like, it's just really, really cool. But anyway, guys, that is some games I'm looking forward to in 2018, and this is where I want you guys to come in. Leave a comment below. Tell me a game or a couple of games that you're looking forward to with the new year. And so far, what is a game that you really enjoyed this year in 2017? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below. Also, if you guys want to keep in the know and know what's going on with this channel and get updated whenever there's a new video or new podcast, be sure to hit the bell. The bell is going to be beside the subscription button, and this will notify you via email when there's a new upload. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.
Can't get enough of Excess Gaming Podcast? Be sure to check out our audio podcast on Podomatic.com. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you have a YouTube channel or podcast you'd like to share, be sure to check us out on Facebook on our group page and join the community. As always, guys, thank you so much for all the support, and happy gaming.